Hey guys, this is the Art Occultist, and this is the first lesson in our free tarot course here on the channel. Last time we left on this little diagram, and the first lesson is going to be on the minor arcana. This is where I want to start, because in my observations, a lot of tarot courses and books tend to focus mainly on the major arcana, and they don't give as much of useful information around the minor arcana, and the minor arcana are as equally valid and important as the major arcana, and that's why I want to start here. I hope that you have been taking notes throughout the introductory video, and I would also ask you to take notes throughout this one. So let's start with this little diagram and with an explanation of the suits. So we have wands, cups, swords, and pentacles or coins. So wands, cups, swords, and coins. Imagine that they're in the middle like this. So now I am going to speak to you about what each of those suits mean. But remember this, we will get back to this diagram in a minute. So let's start with the wands. Okay. I'm a bit all over the place if you cannot tell, but you will forgive me. So the wand suit is all about the element of fire. Each suit has an elemental association. So wands are fire, or you can think about the wands cards as spark, burning, action, inspiration, will, drive, character, gut feeling, passion, vocation, and purpose. Those are the key words for the suit of wands. Write them down. Once again, spark, burning, action, will, character, inspiration, passion, vocation, purpose. Okay. Then we have the cups. The cups correlate to the element of water. So, flow, fluidity, emotion, feeling, connection, relationships, family, love, friendship, imagination, mystical. Once again, flow, fluidity, emotion, feeling, connection, relationships, family, love, friendships, imagination, mystical. And you can also add the dream world, if you will, or the astral. Then we move to the swords. The swords correlate to the element of air. So think about the element of air: cloudy, penetrating, all around, intellect, mind, thoughts, expression, communication, education. Once again, cloudy, penetrating, all around, intellect, mind, thoughts, expression, communication, education. And the last suit of the minor arcana is the suit of pentacles. The suit of pentacles or coins correlate to the element of the earth. So think about solid, the mundane, the everyday, the body, the material, money, finances, jobs, housing, manifestations. Once again, Pentacles, the keywords are solid, the mundane, the everyday, the body, the material, money, finances, jobs, housing, manifestation, and you can add health if you wish. Let's go back to our little chart. So, you can think about the wands as our actions, our will, our drive. Then we have cups, which is feeling, emotion, interpersonal connection, interpersonal connections. Okay. Swords. The swords are how we think, our ideas, our thought patterns. And in wands, we can also add behavior. Okay, it doesn't really matter. So wands, you can add as a keyword behavior as well. So if we take the energy of the wands, the cups, and the swords, combine them, we have the suit of coins, or the manifestation of something tangible, something material. I hope that you are understanding what I'm trying to explain here. But yeah, so let me just add this behavior. So yeah, those are the basic meanings and keywords for each of the suits. Did you write them down? I hope that you did. So let's move forward. Now we are going to speak about the meaning behind the numbers in the minor arcana. If you remember from our introductory video in the minor arcana, there are cards from 1 to 10, which are the numbered cards. And each suit has a set of cards that goes through 1 through 10. So let's start with number 1, or the aces. And we have them here with us on the table already. So the aces. Are they in frame? Yeah, I think that we are in frame. So the aces. The keywords that I want to give you for the aces, that I want you to write down and remember, are: the aces are the true essence of their suit. So what we just discussed about wands being action, passion, drive, all those things that we just spoke about. So the aces are the essence, the true essence of their suit. The aces are also beginnings. They are a start to something new. They are seen as opportunity, newness, and they can be seen as a gift. So you are receiving something, or you are starting something. It's a beginning, a starting point. So then we move to the number 2. Those are all of the number 2 cards in the tarot. So the number 2 for me is relation to, or relation with. This is the first keyword that I want you to associate with a number 2 card, with the number 2. So relation with, or relation to. The number 2 also indicate duality, options, choices, decisions. Please feel free to expand on those keywords on your own. Then we move to the number 3. Okay. Those are all of the trees in the tarot in their suits. So I want you to associate the number 3 whenever you see it as growth. It's a number of expansion. So you have two things, and now you have you have two things, and now you have added a third element. So expansion, growth. So growth, expansion, creativity, the third element. And the number 3 is a bit extroverted, meaning looking outside. So once again, that expansion. Let's move to the next number, number 4. By the way, this is basic numerology that I'm giving you right now. So number 4. The number 4 is associated with stability, structures, foundations. Think about the number 4 as a square, as a box. It's a solid foundation, but it can also indicate stagnation. Be aware of that. So those are the keywords for the number 4. Why I keep doing this? Number 5. The number 5. So after the stability of the force and the structure of the force, we have another element added. So we are in the 5s. The 5s are a number of disruption. They indicate a challenge, a change, a shift, and a difficulty. This doesn't mean that this is going to be something bad or a disaster, but it indicates a change and a challenge. Let's move to the number 6. I hope that you're writing all of those keywords down. Number 6. After the disruption of the 5s, we need to rebalance ourselves, or the situation, or what have you. So the number 6 indicate rebalancing, overcoming obstacles from the 5, gaining experience, moving towards peace and balance. So rebalancing, overcoming obstacles, gaining experience, and moving towards peace. Number 7. Number 7 indicates re-evaluation, reflection, confidence that you know what you are doing, but at the same time you may have to adjust certain elements. So reflection, re-evaluation, confidence that you know what you are doing, but you may have to adjust certain elements. This is what the number 7 indicates. Number 8. Number 8 indicate patterns, loops, repetition and going in circles, because the number 8 is infinity. So think about patterns, loops, repetition, doing something over and over again, going in circles. Number 9. Number 9. The 9 indicates completion for me. It's the last steps or efforts that you need to go through. It's the end of the cycle. So completion, last steps, efforts, end of the cycle. Then we have number 10. The number 10 for me personally as a reader always indicates the aftermath of the journey, the liminal space, the consequences of the journey, the void between the end and a new beginning. Because after the 10, what comes after the 10? We go back to the 1 or the ace. If you have written down the keywords, I want to explain to you how to actually extract meaning from the cards. So let's take a cup card, for example. Let's go with the Ace of Cups for this particular example. Okay. Let me just turn all of those around so that you don't get distracted and that we have a clear visual about what we are talking about. So let's take the Ace of Cups as an example. Now you have keywords indicating what each of the suits mean. Then you have keywords or meanings for each of the numbers of the minor arcana cards. I want you to take those two things and combine them. And this is how you extract the meaning from the cards. You combine the suit plus the number, and that equals the meaning. So, for example, here we have the Ace of Cups. The aces, as we said, are indicators of new beginnings, something fresh, something like a gift that is entering your life. The cups, on the other hand, speak about interpersonal connections, feelings, emotions, relationships, all that good stuff. So in a reading, depending on the question, of course, because we always read in context. But for example, this card may indicate a new romantic interest or a new relationship because, like I said, aces meaning newness, a fresh start in the domain of relationships. So this may indicate a new friendship, a new romantic connection, a new way that you feel about a particular situation. Let's do a different example. Okay, let's do this one. The Five of Wands. So we take what we know about the wand suit. So actions, willpower, passions, drive, etc. Creativity also is associated with the wands. I forgot to mention that, I think. And then we take the meaning behind the number 5. So change, disruption, challenge. So here we have a challenging situation around something that we are passionate about, or a conflict of action, conflict of passion, conflict of character, and it creates a spark. So think about anger. Anger is an emotion that's associated with the wand suit. Think about fire and a challenge associated with fire. So let me just put it back where it belongs. Let's give another example. Let's do the Two of Swords. So the Two of Swords, we take what we know about the sword suit, meaning thoughts, intellect, expression, communication, the mind, cloudiness because it's associated with the element of air. And we have the number 2, and the meaning of the number 2 is duality, choices, decisions, two options, two paths. So this card indicates that we need to make a rational decision with our mind to choose between two options. Do you get what I'm trying to illustrate? This is the easiest way for you to extract meaning from the cards as a beginner. So I think that that's clear. Yeah, I think that that's clear. I hope that you wrote all of the keywords down, and then in your free time, you are going to expand upon them. Okay, so now let us move to the court cards. After all, this is a introductory course to tarot, so okay. The court cards. You can think about the court cards as 4 different families. Each suit, the wands, the cups, the swords, and the pentacles, each suit has a set of 4 court cards. The pages, the knights, the queens, and the kings. And you can think about them as a family. The page, the king, the knight are the children, the queen and the king are the parents. Now, each of the court cards are associated with a few different things. And I'm going to go through them one by one. So first we have the pages. So the pages from all of the 4 suits are here on the table. We have the page of wands, of cups, of swords, and of pentacles. The pages are associated with the element of earth. So each of the 4 court cards have an elemental association. So the pages are associated with the element of earth. So what does this mean? The page of wands is earth of fire because wands are fire. The page of cups is earth of water. The page of swords is earth of air. And the page of pentacles is earth of earth. Does this make sense? This is one way that you can extract meaning from the court cards, because I already gave you the keywords and associations for each of the suits, each of the elements. Go back to your notes if you wish. So, okay, I think that that's clear. You're intelligent people. You can make the connection between what I just said about the elements. So each of the court cards double their element. Okay, let's move forward. The pages, all of the pages have a childlike energy. So think of the energy of children beneath 12 years of age. So children that are, children, basically children. The pages are with the mentality of a child. Meaning they are very much all about exploration, learning. They are all very curious about the nature of their element. So there's a particular sense of curiosity about their element. So for example, the page of cups. The page of cups is going to be very curious and wanting to learn about their inner world, about their emotions, about their relationships with others, about their feelings, about their creativity, expressions, those sorts of things. So the pages are all about discovering, learning about their element, about the essence of their element. They are the eternal student. They want to know, they want to explore, they want to study. They are a novice in their domain. So this is what the pages are. I think that that's clear. Pages are like young children. They are curious about the world around them and about the nature and the essence of their element. Then we have the knights. You can think about the knights as young adults or teenagers. They already have a certain experience about the world that they are inhabiting, about their element, because they were once the page, if that makes sense. So think about what teenagers are like. They are impulsive. They feel misunderstood by the world. They want to do things their certain way. They want to find their way, but they're all about finding their own individuality and doing things their own way. They're learning how to be independent. Think about what teenagers are like. The other thing is that all of the knights are associated with the element of fire. So, for example, the Knight of Swords, meaning fire of air. Think about that. So, the double elemental association, once again, Knight of Wands, fire of fire, Knight of Cups, fire of water, Knight of Swords, fire of air, Knight of Pentacles, fire of earth. And you already have the keywords and associations for each of the suits. So you can sit down and extract the meanings from each of the court cards using this. Another thing about the knights that I want to mention is that they are being led by their element, meaning they're acting on it. They're consumed by the energy of their element. They are practitioners. They're action oriented and they want to do. They want to move. They want to do. They're all about action. Then we move to the queens, the 4 queens. And the 4 queens are already adults. The 4 queens, like I said, they're mature. They have been the page, they have been the knight, and now they're the queen. The queens are associated with the element of water. So, the Queen of Wands, water of fire. The Queen of Cups, water of water. The Queen of Swords, water of air. The Queen of Pentacles, water of earth. The queens are the nurturer of their element. They nurture what they have learned in the page stage. They nurture their trials and errors and their experience that they gain through the knight stage. And now it's the time to nurture those 2 previous stages of development. They're all about healing, balancing their relationship with the element that they are in. I hope that this makes sense. But they're a mature, they have this mature energy. They are nurturers, they are healers, and they seek to balance their relationship with the element that they're in. And last but not least, we have the kings. So, the elemental association that I have for the kings is air. So this means air of fire. King of Cups is air of water. King of Wands Air of air, King of Pentacles, air of earth. Sit down and extract the meaning for yourself. Then, the kings are the most mature energy from all of the court cards. They are the elder of the family, if you will. The queen is seen as the parent, if you will, the parent of the family, and the king is seen as the elder. So think about grandparents, great grandparents, and the level of their life experience. Whereas the queen were on the maturity level of a adult, emotionally balanced parent, if you will. So the kings are masters of their element. They control their domain, and they are the elder. I think that that's clear. Like I said in the beginning, you can look at the court cards as a family. You can look at as a levels of maturity, different stages of maturity. And here is an example of the wand suit, page, knight, queen, and king. This is how they look next to each other. The pages is like the child. They are the novice. They like exploring. The knights, they like action. They are going on a quest. They are trying to put into practice what they have learned in their page stage. Then they mature and they become the queen. They nurture, they heal what they have already learned in those previous two stages. They balance it. They have a lot of life experience because they're adult. You can think about them as adults. And then you move to the developmental stage of the king. The kings, they're the elders, they are the elderly. They have the most life experience from all of the court cards. They are masters of their domain, of their elements, and they can teach, if you will. But in reality, there's a lot of wisdom to be found in all of the court cards, regardless of which stage they represent. Another thing I want to mention is that the court cards can indicate people in your life. They can indicate certain energy of a situation or an energy inside of you. They can be indicator of your role in a particular situation. So what I'm trying to say is that you can interpret court cards in a few different ways, and it all depends on the context and on the reading that you are performing. And this is where intuition plays a huge role, because as you gain experience reading the cards and doing it in practice, not only studying, you will begin noticing patterns, and you will begin to learn in what situation, what the meaning of the court card is trying to convey to you. I hope that this makes sense. Is there another thing that I want to mention about the court cards? I think that a lot of people struggle with the court cards when they first start out, but in my opinion, they're not that difficult to decipher. And if you implement the what I just gave you here in this lesson, I think that you will have no problem in reading the court cards. So, in this lesson, we talked about these suits, their elemental association, and what each suit represents. We spoke about the numbered cards from 1 to 10, and I gave you basic numerology meanings, meanings of numbers basically, and we spoke about the court cards. Now, your homework after this lecture, this lesson, please don't jump straight to the next one. I want you to take your notes from today. I want you to take your notebook or journal and your deck. And I want you to go through each of the minor cards, both the numbered cards and the court cards. And I want you to sit down with each of those cards, each of those images, and your notes from today's lessons. And I want you to write down a summary of the essence of each of the cards, using your notes from today. So, for example, the Two of Cups. You take the Two of Cups and you write down the meaning of number 2, the meaning of the cups, and then you write down what you get from the visual of this card. And you do this for each of the minor arcana cards, the court cards and the numbered cards. This is your homework before you jump into the major arcana lesson, which is coming next. Because the major arcana are a beast of their own, and I want you to have the minor arcana already solidified in your mind before we jump to the next thing. So yeah, guys, thank you for watching. This was lesson number 1 with the suits, numbers, court cards. I hope that this was useful. I hope that it was easily digestible. And yeah, do your homework. Don't be lazy. And I'll see you in our next lesson. And we are going to speak about the major arcana.